welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me for the show is Bharat Ramraj and Rohit Juglan, and Shomik Chakrabarti will also join us very soon. And once again, in cricket, we're seeing that political tensions between countries is being brought to the fore. And right now, what we're seeing is that Mustafizur Rahman has been instructed, or rather, KKR has been instructed to release Mustafizur Rahman from the franchise amongst the ongoing political tensions that are there between the two countries. And this is what the actual message reads. BCCI Secretary Devajit Saikia said that due to recent developments, KKR has been instructed to release Bangladesh player Mustafizur Rahman and the franchise will be allowed a replacement. He also confirmed that India's squad for the three-match ODI series against New Zealand starting 11 January will be announced after the selectors meeting today. Rohit, going over to you first, what is the development at this point regarding Mustafizur Rahman? What are the details of this news all?
So I think, yes, as you read out clearly that Mr. Devajit Saike has clarified this. There was a lot of hate mongering against Kolkata Knight Riders, against Shah Rukh Khan. We all know that where that everything is coming from. What they actually want to target, and this was never about KKR. This was never about Venki Mysore or Shah Rukh Khan, because it was all about when his name was there. Just before the auction, you send registration forms to the players, and it goes to each board. And about that time, I'm talking about 1.5 months ago. The things were not that bad, which you see last 10 to 15 or maybe 20-25 days, things are being worsened out. The kind of statements we are hearing from Bangladesh about the seven sisters states in India, religious attack. I don't want to politicize this particular video of us, but there was a lot of hate mongering around it. So, and people categorically targeting Shah Rukh Khan because of a certain name there. Mustafizur Rahman, Bangladesh, Kolkata Knight Riders, Shah Rukh Khan, a perfect recipe for hate mongering as far as social media is concerned. So that's why I think it was very evident that it was nothing to relate with KKR. It was always in the relation of BCCI. If BCCI don't allow, it's like it happens with Pakistan. If you don't allow Pakistani players to get into IPL, why IPL teams will select them? So as simple the case here is that Mustafizur Rahman, if you allow Bangladesh players to participate in the IPL, then each team will go. There were other teams also going for Mustafizur Rahman. It's not like that only KKR wanted him. More than 9 crores. There were other teams also who were behind that. So now it's a proper replacement will be, if they ask for a proper replacement, KKR will get a proper replacement. They have options, and that's how it will be done. So I don't think there will be any injustice to the KKR fans also. They will get the replacement done. They'll get each and everything as far as this particular communication being concerned, and a good step by Board of Control for Cricket in India.
Shomik, much like the Asia Cup, where the management made it clear that all of their decisions are aligned, or rather, BCCI is aligned with the government of India. Do you think this is a similar case over here? What is going on at the moment?
Absolutely. And see, first of all, we pretty often talk about not to mix politics with sports, but sport cannot live in isolation. Sport is also part of society, right? It cannot live in isolation. If you look at the events over the last few weeks in Bangladesh, first of all, I want to make it clear: KKR is absolutely not at fault. Mustafizur Rahman was in the list of the players who went under the hammer, and obviously he was not banned from participating at the auction. And KKR, like other franchises, went for a player they thought would be useful to their cause in the IPL season. KKR is absolutely, I mean, KKR is also not very relevant. Also, KKR is one of the franchises who bought a player who happens to be from Bangladesh. End of story. Now we come to the political part. Over the last few months, what we have been witnessing in Bangladesh is nothing short of scary. An activist was killed. I mean, people are raging down stuff. I mean, the country at this moment in time is sort of flirting with anarchy. From a distance, it feels like I am right now not in Bangladesh, but from a distance, it feels like the country at this moment in time is flirting with anarchy, sort of. There is a caretaker government. I don't know what does that do. Now, Begum Khaleda Zia passed away just a few days ago. So condolences for that. But his son, who was in exile during Sheikh Hasina's regime, he was in London. He came back, and he is supposed to take charge of the new government. And according to reports, that the general elections are scheduled in the second week of February. But given the circumstances, you never know. The establishment might play a part. Everything, even if after February, if we assume that Bangladesh have a stable government, we have seen in the past, and if we go back in the past, and if we go into history, what we have seen during Khaleda Zia's regime as Bangladesh Prime Minister, Bangladesh used to have a close tie with Pakistan. They were sheltering terrorists. Bangladesh was sheltering terrorists who, in turn, were causing problems in the northeast of India. Be it in Assam and the other northeast region. So, from that point of view, whatever the hegemonic act, if given everything, given the current situation, given the backdrop, if fans are angry at a Bangladesh player, it is like the Pakistan players. If we angry at the fact that someone from Bangladesh is earning his, at the end of the day, Mustafizur Rahman, if you are playing the IPL, then his bread would have been bartered in India. His bread would have been bartered in India at a time when Bangladesh is almost, I mean, sort of gone absolutely anti-India. Dr. Jaishankar, our foreign minister, went to Bangladesh yesterday to attend the day before, to attend Begum Zia's funeral. And the message was clear from Dr. Jaishankar that look, if India grows, the entire neighborhood grows. Now the choice is yours. But given that the volatile nature of it, and the fact of the matter is that whoever it is, be it Mustafizur or any other Bangladesh cricketer, plying his trade in India, his bread would have been buttered in India. So you cannot look at things in isolation. The fan outrage, I think there is a reason to that. And now BCCI has taken a call which KKR will have to follow, and they will have to follow. They are,
Yeah.
I mean, law. They are, I mean, they are a proper franchise. They will follow that.
Correct. And, at this point, whenever things like these come up, which are more political in nature, it is always the government of India that will have a say over whatever BCCI does. Bharat, at this point, from here on, how are you looking at things panning out considering the political tensions? Do you think at this point, BCCI could very well ban Bangladesh players from participating in the IPL?
Oh, that could happen, but maybe not in the foreseeable future. But that could happen because I don't think India Bangladesh's relationship, working relationship, would get better in the short term. It definitely won't get better. Looking at the current regime, even if Khalida Zia's party, I think it's BNP, if I'm not mistaken, even if they come to power, it won't get better because knowing how it has worked out in the past when this particular party has come to power, considering their viewpoint on India. So that could definitely happen. India banning Bangladeshi cricketers. But the another interesting point to note is, I think BCB released a schedule which said that India are touring Bangladesh somewhere in 2026. That is something to be looked at because I don't think BCCI has given or ratified this series as of now. So that is the subplot to think of. I think that series also might be cancelled. So yes, the answer to your question is in the foreseeable future, may not be in short term. The foreseeable future, you might see Bangladeshi cricketers getting banned from the IPL because I don't think the working relationship of Bangladesh in India will get better for in the long term.
Rohit, a similar question to you as well. Only a couple of months to go for the IPL, and a lot can happen in a couple of months. We've seen this before. But at this point, what does this mean for the other Bangladeshi players that are there? in the IPL. Do you think this could mean a total ban for players from Bangladesh?
No, I think apart from him, there's no one who will you see in any kind of participation doing in the IPL, and he's the only one at this point of time where there was a lot of criticism, been part of. Yes, there were multiple players gone under the hammer, but they went unsold. So there were other players also, but as I said, that there's no player apart from Mustafizur Rahman. And the interesting point Bharat raised was there was a series scheduled. As far as last year we also know that there was a series scheduled, but BCCI said a clear no to that. Before that, there was a Asia Cup meeting also scheduled, but BCCI also said that we are not coming to Bangladesh. We will join it virtually. Now this has been single-handedly done by Bangladesh Cricket Board. The schedule what we are having at this point of time, that 1st of September, 3rd of September maybe, and then 6th of September 2026, there will be a scheduled series as far as the ODI setup is concerned. After that, there will be a 3 or 5 match series, T20 series also to be, but that was completely came from the Bangladesh side. That's a unilateral call. That's not a bilateral call as far as BCCI and BCB, have to consider. So I don't think there will be any such events as far as we are going forward. As Shamik and Bharat sir rightly said that it's more about the volatile nature in Bangladesh. It's more about the political instability, and that's not very new at this point of time. So until and unless we were very sure that what government is coming, how they are establishing themselves, what the future lies as far as India and Bangladesh relations are concerned, what the statements are coming from there, as I mentioned in my early part, and I don't want to again saying this, that don't want to politicize it, but the statements are coming for the northeastern states, the violations, the hate coming towards a particular religion, the hate mongering towards a particular IPL team, that has nothing to do with KKR. That is nothing to do with Shah Rukh Khan or Venki Mysore. So I don't think until and unless BCCI, the government of India, is very sure about where Bangladesh is going from here on, I don't think there will be anything will be loosened up from BCCI side as far as Bangladesh players are concerned, Gargi.
There's a question here by, I'll come to you, Shomik. There's a question here by Shagnik Datta. Sir, what about the T20 World Cup? Bangladesh have matches scheduled at Eden. Any repercussions on that? We know BCCI's and the Sports Ministry's policy when it comes to multilateral tournaments. There will be no, stopping of Pakistani or even Bangladeshi players from coming into the country. There will be, engagement in sports when it comes to multilateral tournaments. So if there's anything that will change, I think it will have a lot to do with heightened security. But apart from that, Shomik, what was the point that you were trying to make? And of course, an answer to this comment as well.
Yeah, coming to this comment, it's a very relevant question because only a couple of months, less than a month. I mean, it's just a little over a month, and the T20 World Cup would be starting. But it's a different thing, as you rightly mentioned, Gargi, that it is a multi-nation tournament. It is so it is not about what we are relating to Mustafizur Rahman in this case. There is a difference. Yes, I expect the match to go ahead with tight security, and let's see if things change. If things change for the better after Dr. Jaishankar's visit, because I think this is the India have. See, a few days ago, Bangladesh had stopped giving visa to Indian people. Their Tripura office, they stopped giving visas to the Indians. So that was how it was going on. Now, Dr. Jaishankar went there. Let's see how it's still a month to go. So we don't, at this point in time, we don't want to come to a conclusion, but it is a valid question. Number two, the thing I wanted to mention about this itinerary that Bangladesh Cricket Board put out, it is meaningless. First of all, it is way ahead. It's way ahead. It's too far off, first of all. And it is put out by the Bangladesh Cricket Board. So it is of no relevance at all. You can throw it into the dustbin. Unless you are giving the go-ahead, unless the BCCI is nodding in the affirmative, what relevance does that itinerary have to start with? Number two, after the general elections in Bangladesh, we have to see how the bilateral relations are working. If it is heading into the right direction, then the Indian government might take a call. But it is far too early to talk about a series which is, I think, in August or September. So there is no point, absolutely. July or
Correct.
August, whatever.
Yeah. And Bharat, final question on this topic. When it comes to the larger scheme of things, the ACC, obviously we already have very strained relationships with Pakistan, even in sport now. We've seen everything that went down in Asia, in the Asia Cup. Going forward, what does this mean for the growth of cricket in the subcontinent, and what does this mean for the ACC?
Yes, yeah, obviously, in the end, cricket will be a loser. That's what I can tell. Because, see, cricket is very much popular in the subcontinent. If you consider, look at the cricketing landscape, then it's mostly popular in the subcontinent in Asia. So considering that, finally cricket will be a loser because as I noted, I don't think the working relationship between Pakistan and India or Bangladesh and India will get better over a period of time. It may get better maybe after 5 years, 4 years, who knows? But if you look at it on a short-term basis, at a micro level, then definitely it won't get better in the foreseeable future. So I think a lot of matches will get cancelled, and most of the matches will be held somewhere in offshore locations like Dubai, or it could be in Colombo, or on those lines where India play Bangladesh, or maybe
Yeah.
when India play Pakistan. So finally, yes, the game of cricket will be the loser because if you look at the established nations, half of it are from Asia, and in that, four of them are from the subcontinent. So that is how it will be, unfortunately.
And moving on to the topic of the ODI squad selection, the meeting will
Gargi,
happen.
Gargi, sorry to interrupt. Before you move on to that ODI topic, ODI team selection topic, just my 2 cents on this. The question you asked about the ACC. See, Asian Cricket Council, if BCCI pulls itself out of it will fall flat on its face. It will not have a locus standi even. Without India, it will not have a locus standi even. Why does BCCI participate in the ACC, in Asia Cup or other ACC tournaments? Because BCCI cares for the ACC is not only about the test playing nations in the region, because the test playing nations get revenue share from the ICC also. It is about the associates. You see, like countries like UAE, Oman, other associate nations in this region. If BCCI is participating, they earn money. There, it creates a revenue pool at the ACC, and they get a share of it. So that is one reason why BCCI hasn't yet pulled the plug on Asian Cricket Council. Otherwise, I mean, they could have easily pulled the plug on Asian Cricket Council. And there was a question about India participating at the last Asia Cup on the heels of cross-border terrorism. But the fact of the matter is that BCCI and the government looked at the bigger picture, because we are hosting the Commonwealth Games.
Right.
India is harboring hopes of hosting the 2036 Olympics. So those would be multi-sport event. So keeping that on mind, India doesn't want to queer the pitch. So that was another reason why the government gave the go-ahead to the BCCI to participate in the last Asia Cup.
Right. Now moving on to the ODI squad selection. Ishmeet Singh is asking Rohit, any update on Asia Cup? Asia Cup?
Asia
I
Cup
think
is,
trophy. I think he is asking for the trophy.
I don't know. I don't know. I think everyone has forgotten it now. And Indian team is
Yeah.
very happy just to win the Asia Cup. And
That's all.
if you're asking about the Asia Cup update, it will be next year, just before the ODI World Cup, as it is scheduled after every 2 years. It's a 2-year cycle. So 2027, just before the ODI World Cup, you will see Asia Cup in 50 overs format.
Maybe we'll get the trophy then. Let's see. But you don't need a trophy to be champions.
Two
Huh?
trophies, maybe. 2 trophies.
They'll have to make a new one, because this will not make it out of the ACC office, it seems. But okay, Rohit, if I were to ask you, of course, there are a lot of questions on whether or not Ishan Kishan will make it to the ODI squad. Shomik yesterday spoke about how he has a chance to make it ahead of Rishabh Pant. What are your thoughts on this? What are your people saying?
So I was having a word with one of the sources last night, and it was clearly communicated to me that yes, there are people in the selection committee who are in favor of selecting a Rishabh Pant before dropping him after giving him just one game in this 2 years cycle. But the majority wins with the name of Ishan Kishan. The veto is there for Ishan Kishan because of not only because of the performance he was doing in Vijay Hazare at the recent times. Today he did that well. He's already out, maybe some 20 odd runs with his name. But I think the way Devdutt Padikkal is batting, fourth 105th game, I think he's making a strong case. What Karun Nair was doing the other year, it was Devdutt Padikkal doing for this. Devdutt Padikkal doing this year. But as far as your question is concerned, yes, there were talks, a lot of talks around these two names, and I remember Shamikda is clearly saying this from the very first day when this news broke out, that it won't be fair if you drop Rishabh Pant. It won't be fair that you are traveling, with two wicket keepers, KL Rahul getting the chance in each and every game. Me and Shamikda were there when Rishabh got one and the only opportunity as far as last 2 years been considered in Colombo. But apart from that, way back from that Manchester 100, he scored in a decider ODI. After that, what had happened in the Bangladesh series, I remember it was a last day call on him that he has to miss out because of some knee thing. There was some knee injury being said, but it looked like very there is something which is not clearly coming out from the team's point of view. And then 1 month later, it was that car crash, is a major accident. So that news never came up that what actually happened with Rishabh Pant and why he's been sidelined as far as the ODI wicketkeeper is concerned. So I'm truly in for Rishabh Pant there, as Shamik Das also saying from the very first day. But yes, the sources are telling me that it will be Ishan Kishan. It will be hugely in favor of Ishan Kishan.
Okay, before I go to Shomik, there's a comment here by Web of Taragi saying 2025 and Asia Cup trophy both are history now. Rightly said. But Shomik, yes.
See, I some a bit of inputs as regards Kishan and Rishabh Pant. First of all, this is our story. I did the story that Ishan Kishan starts knocking on the ODI door, and then the other publications followed. Now we have stuck our neck out. Let's see if it happens or not. Two things. One is the thought process that now some bridges were burned. We all know between BCCI and Ishan Kishan, and now it's all hunky dory. It's all is well. So Ishan Kishan has been brought back to the T20I fold also. There is a thought process within the selection committee that if he is in our scheme of things for the 2027 World Cup, Ishan Kishan needs to be part of the ODI setup for his rebedding in period. I'm coining a phrase for his rebedding in period with the ODI setup. So India would be playing from now to the T20 World Cup, I think playing 25 or 26 ODIs. And if Ishan Kishan is part of the squad during that period, okay, then he is absolutely, he will get enough time to gel with the squad. So that this is one thought process, and this is a cricketing logic. Now there are two things. You can bring Ishan Kishan at the expense of Dhruv Jurel, and in that case, Tilak Verma, for example, you can bring back Shubman Gill as captain at the expense of Tilak Verma, for example. But if you go beyond the cricketing thing, according to my sources, there are a couple of things behind the scenes. One is that the team management was furious after Guwahati, after that shot Rishabh Pant played at Guwahati, that shot. And there had to be repercussions. Last, Rishabh Pant was not even in the scheme of things for T20Is, okay. But when they were considering a backup opener for the opening slot for the T20I World Cup squad, they could have even think about Rishabh Pant for a bit, because at the top of the order, Rishabh Pant, they didn't even consider Rishabh Pant for the thing. Rishabh Pant was not even in the discussion. which is according to my sources. And this thing, this thing, there could be a trickle down if Rishabh Pant is omitted from the squad. There is Rohit is very right, and I have written that also. There is a section in the selection committee who feels that yes, Rishabh has been a part of the ODI setup since the Champions Trophy, and without giving him game time, it won't be fair to drop him. That is one school of thought. At the same time, there is a counter argument that after that shot he played at Guwahati and Kapil Dev in 1984-85 was dropped for foul-less. So after that shot he played, there has to be some repercussions, and this is one of the reasons. So this is behind the scenes stuff. Let's see tomorrow. I think this evening the squad would be out. Let's see how it goes.
Gargi, you are on mute.
My. I'm on mute. And okay, Ishmeet Singh is saying no one can question Rishabh Pant in tests. Obviously, that's his strongest format. But, wrapping up the show with final question. Bharat, what are your thoughts about Devdutt Padikkal? Rohit also brought him up. He's been doing well in domestic cricket. Do you think there's a chance here that he finds a place?
A
Actually, in
68 ball.
yeah,
A
yeah.
68 ball.
In listed
Huh?
cricket, he's been doing well. He's been doing well for a while. It's not just one season or on those lines. Because even if you go back in time, somewhere to 2019-20 season, I remember him while covering a few of his games. He was scoring a lot of runs in listed cricket. So in listed cricket, he's like the Badshah of listed cricket in India. So it's not a surprise that he scores a lot of runs in that format. Just like Gaikwad, I think it suits Devdutt Padikkal's game as well. He likes to take a little bit of time and then he gets going, and then he obviously presses the accelerator pedal. So I think he has a chance here. Finally, it's good to see that his performances in listed cricket are hogging the limelight, because this is one format where I think it suits him the best, and he's very, very good in this particular format, 50-over cricket.
All right, and on that note, if I hope I've not missed any super chats here. Okay, there is one. Ishmeet Singh is saying it's not about the shot selection; it's ego of Gautam Gambhir. Who would
The
like
way
to?
you look at it, no, you are entitled to. I'm not countering it.
Uh-huh.
I'm not absolutely countering it. You are entitled, any fan, and fans are the biggest stakeholders as far as any sport is concerned. So everybody is entitled to his or her opinion. If this is his opinion, absolutely fine. I am not absolutely countering that. What I am saying is based on what I have gathered from my sources. So I am not. I am also not taking any side. I am not taking any side. I am not taking a side of Gautam Gambhir or Rishabh Pant. I am just giving you the news, nothing else. I am absolutely, a reporter's job is to be neutral. He cannot take a side. So I'm just being a neutral. And what he's saying, I'm taking that also on board, because it is his opinion and he is entitled to his opinion. Just one more thing before you sign off, Gargi, you won't take the predictions for 15?
Let's do it. But it will take a long time. But
It will take a long time. When you do the evening show, you do it.
absolutely.
I think Shamikta, I have a correct 15.
You have a correct 15.
I
Who?
think Shamikta.
Oh, okay. He very well may have it.
Ravindra, just
So
you tell your
we
15.
can-
Ravindra, just
Huh?
you tell your 15. Let me and Bharat stay aside. You tell your 15.
My team. Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill captain, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Virat Kohli, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Tilak Verma, Rishabh Pant or Ishan Kishan. Ishan Kishan 85%, Rishabh Pant 15%, Ravindra Jadeja, who am I missing? Washington Sundar, Kuldeep Jadhav, Harshit Rana, Nitish Kumar Reddy or Shibham Dube. Who was the other guy? Arshdeep Singh.
Yeah.
Arshdeep Singh and Prashit Krishna or Mohammad Siraj.
Okay.
Very interesting. A lot of new names coming up. Obviously, a comeback for Mohammad Siraj, Ishan in place of Rishabh Pant. Will it be Shivam Dubey or Nitish Kumar Reddy? So this is quite an interesting selection
No,
after a
no
long
Akshar
while.
Patel. No
Huh?
Akshar Patel. No Akshar
Oh,
Patel.
yeah, Akshar is not even playing Vijay Hazare. He's because
Yeah.
of this thing, na? Because
Injury.
of his fitness thing, injury thing. He's not playing, and he will come back for the T20 eyes.
Okay.
So let's see what the selection committee comes up with. We'll have the team, or rather the squad, very, very soon. We'll come live once again then. And of course, don't forget to join us for 5 at 5 as well. Boria will